Solomon and Yelena, a story of true love versus transactional relationship. There was a young there was a guy named Solomon who, like most other people, believed that if two people really loved each other and are sincere about their commitment, they must have a wedding and get married. What that meant to Solomon was that couples should not live together until they got married or unless they intended to get married. At a location far, far away, there was a girl named Yelena who was a true believer in true love and despised relationships that are purely transactional. She also believed that two people were not required to get married to be truly committed to one another. One day, Solomon signed up on an online dating website because he was searching for a foreign woman whom he could interact with and eventually meet face to face. On the other hand, Yelena signed up on the same dating site to expand her opportunities to find the right man for her. Solomon and Yelena contacted each other online and communicated back and forth for a while. They revealed some interesting information about each other. For example, Solomon liked to do acrobatics on his bicycle, and Yelena enjoyed doing cartwheels and handsprings across fields, as well as dancing underwater. One day, Yelena and Solomon decided to meet face to face for the first time. They were both excited. When that time came to pass, they rode together in his electric car. Along the way, they had a conversation in Russian. Do you have a place to stay? Uh, do you have a place to stay, Lena? Solomon asked. No, I do not have any plans to stay at a hotel. Instead, I wanted to stay at your house if that's okay, Lena answered. Solomon grinned. Perhaps this was a sign that Lena would marry him someday, but for now, he needed to focus on developing his relationship with her. Yes, Lena, you are welcome to stay at my house as long as you want. Thank you, Solomon, Lena said, smiling. Perhaps Solomon was the right the right person for her. If he matched the description of what she wanted from a man, unconditional love in a relationship with no ulterior motives, then she would spend the rest of her life with him. Solomon helped Lena get settled in his beautiful and clean house. There they talked for a while, did jigsaw puzzles, had tea, did Pilates, etc. As time went on, they developed strong feelings for each other. A few weeks later, Solomon and Lena rode bicycles to a park with gorgeous scenery. He demonstrated his awesome acrobatic skills on his bicycle, and she did several cartwheels followed by a back handspring and a backflip across a large open field. Each was impressed by the other's skills. Solomon and Lena sat on a bench and had an important conversation. Solomon, my dear, I'm a strong believer in unconditional love. It's what helps people's relationships be resilient through good times and bad times. I agree, Lena, Solomon said. I know you and I like each other a lot. However, from the time we first met to now, the topic of marriage has been occupying my mind because I was wondering if we were meant if we are meant to tie the knot, so to speak, or maybe there's another girl out there who would be a better wife for me. I understand, but I don't believe that you and I are required to get married to prove we are truly committed to one another, nor before we live together for life. Solomon's reaction was that of a person slapped in the face hard. He struggled to speak. What, what, why? True love does not equal marriage. Instead, true love is admiration for a person simply for his or her own sake, Lena explained. But according to social norms, a man and a woman get married to show that they are truly committed, and they show that to their family and friends at a wedding, Solomon countered. In that case, either society doesn't know the true meaning of love or has forgotten it, Lena said sternly. What do you mean? Solomon asked, curious and confused. Lena gave another explanation that would have a strong influence on Solomon. I used to believe, like you, like you do, that love and true commitment between a man and a woman means they get married. Until until a friend of mine showed me otherwise. She told me that getting married for social validation, family ties, or fear of social isolation is not love. I read the history of marriage for myself and concluded it, it uh, that it historically was and still is a transactional system in which a man marries a woman to form alliances between families, and with the expectation that the woman is able to produce children as heirs of the family, and that love was not part of that equation. So then, how can couples know for sure that they truly are are interested in each other if love and marriage are not necessarily related? Uh, Solomon and Solomon asked, and you you don't believe that they should be concerned that their family and friends would protest them living together for life without any intention to get married? Honey, if a couple's family and friends understand what love truly is, they would approve of their decision to live together and bathe in love, which involves being patient, kind, and gentle to one another, and not prevent that by insisting that they prove their commitment to one another through a wedding out of fear of rejection or social approval, therefore distorting love. My friend also told me that I con- I contemplated those statements, and initially although I was initially highly skeptical, I concluded that she was right. Will you follow the same path I have? Solomon thought about everything Lena said, then responded, all right, I'll read the history of marriage myself to see if, if it's true. I'm glad to hear it, Lena remarked, smiling. Solomon read that marriage was first recorded in 2350 BC in Mesopotamia. As an institution, it was accepted by Greeks, Jews, and Romans. Its purpose was to unite men and women so that they produced biological children. Women were also the property of men. He also read 1 Corinthians 13 that mentions that is love is like what love is like, including parts that say it is patient and kind. After reading about the history of marriage in 1 Corinthians 13, he agreed with the logical conclusions of Lena and her friend. Although apprehensive about living with Lena without planning for marriage, he at least realized that simply living with a friend or girlfriend he's fond of is better than living with the obligations of marriage that don't necessarily contribute to his or Lena's well-being. While Solomon and Lena were standing at the shore of a huge, beautiful lake they voiced their commitment to one another. From this day forward, may our bond be solid so that no matter what happens, it will not break but stand firm, Lena proclaimed. Yes, I have made my decision. Although I'm not completely comfortable with it, I will allow you to continue to live with me anytime without without getting married, regardless of the social consequences. And so Lena and Solomon continued their journey through uncharted territory together. Along the way, she helped him become more and more accustomed to cohabitation, that is, living together unmarried, as an alternative to marriage. The end.